Hello, comrades. How are you? Should I say comrades, friends, folks, guys? Which one? Actually, this is the language. Language is multifaceted. It's not there's not just one way to use a language. And today, I'm going to talk about totalitarian regimes and how they frequently manipulate language as a form of social and ideological control, often using euphemism or semantic shift or rebranding to frame their own ideas and institutions or people in a way that aligns with the regime's goals. And there are so many examples if you want to refer to historically and in different places in the world. All right. For instance, we have in Soviet Union, the former Soviet Union, okay, they had liquidation of the gulags. They would brand people of enemy of the people. So whoever they wanted to eliminate, they would brand as enemy of the people. Or for instance, in Nazi Germany, they had this final solution. This expression of final solution means genocide of Jews, or special treatment means execution. See, you call a special execution as a special treatment, or protective custody means to arrest without any trial. Um, Cleansing or purification as ethnic cleansing, or for instance, during Mao in China, they had this cultural revolution. So whenever they had mass persecution, destruction of traditional culture, educational collapse, all these terrible things they would refer to as cultural revolution. All right, they had, for instance, re-education through labor. For instance, in today's China, they have harmonious society, means like the censorship and internet surveillance, ethnic unity, vocational training centers, etc., etc. And then we have North Korea, dear leader, supreme leader. They call those uh, three villains. In a way, people worship their leaders. Then they have imperialist puppets. Uh, Whoever they want to brand, they call puppets, imperialist puppet. They have this continuation of hereditary dictatorship as a great successor. And for instance, in today's Russia, we have special military operation, full scale. They call full scale of Ukraine war special military operation. Foreign agents, independent journalists. So they can simply brand you by foreign agents. For instance, they have these traditional values, which means coded language for anti LGBTQ plus or anti-Western policies, etc., etc. So, and then let's go back to my own country, Iran. Yeah, we had, they use, or let's say, misuse this term of martyrdom. So, uh, fight for them. You kill, you are winner. You be killed, you are the winner. So that is called glorification of death. And enemies of God. This is an Arabic term, muharib. They can brand you with that. It can be punishable by death. And for instance, they have moral police, means agents of repression, controlling women and everyday behavior, etc. Yeah, now let me refer to the title of this video. Okay, we have آخوندک. The suffix of ak in Persian means that word is smaller. So Akhund, you know what Akhund means? Okay, this is our plague. Akhund means mola. So if you say Akhundak means very small mola or minuscule mola. Um, Traditionally, it was for hundreds of years, praying mantis was called آخوندک because sometimes they keep their front legs or their hands or front, let's say front legs, as if they are praying. So, but in after the revolution, they changed it. These guys, they changed this word to rahibak. It's the same concept, but Akhund is related to Islam, particularly Shia sect in Islam, and then rahib means priest, means monk. So they don't want to refer to an animal, to an insect, as something which is close to Akhund or Mullah. They shifted that to rahib. Rahibak means a monk, small monk. So in a way, it means to change this آخوندک to this rahibak. And we have similar things like this. For instance, you know that alcohol is prohibited in Islam. Okay, so beer is not allowed, and then beer translates into abejo, means water of barley, literally speaking. Now they in Iran, they make some kind of beer, alcohol-free beer, but they don't call it abejo. They call it ma'o shair. So they shift the language from Persian to Arabic, and then everything is okay. So uh, one by one, literally, it means the same. Ma'o shair. Shair means Joe, means so it means abejo. But okay, if you say abejo, it's not accepted, but if you say Moshe, it is. And there are more examples. How funny, uh, in a way, they act. In a way, that is disgusting. What can we do? Well, you might have seen my other video relevant to this one under the title of There's a Zoo Out There. And I've explained that this is a mechanism by ordinary people to, when in their homes, when they want to talk about these monsters, these molas, they would use different language. And I would like, in a way, to call this mechanism as reverse euphemism. So, um, for instance, we have parliament where these people go, okay, members of parliaments, which in Iran right now, okay, in a way, the most naive and undereducated people, okay, and they're super hypocrites. So they have this job and they earn a lot of money. They can steal better than many others. People call them, call the place they go to parliament the zoo or the stable, donkeys or horses stable, okay, quite frequently. And then, for instance, we have these religious um, schools in which the minuscule mullahs, the novice mullahs, they study. There are so many of them, and they have big budgets. People call them cow farms or husbandry farms. I don't know that. In a way, this is a way to reduce their hatred, not to reduce, to suppress. Okay, so what can they do right now? Okay, somehow to relieve their their feelings, their strong feelings towards these monsters. Hopefully, one day this would be over. Very well, let me recap what I said today, okay? Language is something that we human beings use for communication, and it's one of the manifestations of human beings. And totalitarian regimes, they want to use everything against people. They also use language against people, and they manipulate people through different changes in language, like you don't, I mean, the government, they don't like people. They could, you are a patriot to your country, but they call you a traitor. So they're doing their best in order to remain in power. And we lay people, we are doing our best to overthrow them, to defeat them. Let's see who wins at the end. And now, the next time you see a praying mantis, and by the way, this is a very, very interesting insect. If you don't know about this insect, I really, the way they behave, they're not afraid of anything, etc., etc., how they get married, etc., etc. The next time you see a praying mantis, remember that in my country, it used to be for hundreds of years, used to be called آخوندک, which literally means small akhund, small mullah. and then they changed it to rahebek. Raheb is monk, means a small monk. So sometimes they're cunning, but most of the time they're not. Anyhow, I call them, these mullahs, the Black Plague. Now Iran has been infested with these, okay, for about half a century, and who knows what will happen. Anyhow, Akhundak, small mullah in Islam, has changed to rahebek, small monk in Christianity. So that is one way of doing that. I suppose it's enough for today. Let's see you next time. Until then, goodbye.